Lifted off of her shoulders. First of all, I love Dateline. I love Keith Morrison. I always watch that. You never expect something like that to happen to a family member.
Grant Siefert's aunt can't believe her family is at the center of a murder mystery, now one step closer to being solved. It's been 8 months since the 30-year-old man with autism was found lying face down and shirtless in a Glendale park. This week, 2 people were arrested.
We are so excited that arrests have been made.
Court documents revealing for the first time the gruesome details of the brutal killing. Siefert was stabbed 36 times in his head, torso, and arms. Marks were found around his neck, and duct tape was wrapped around his wrist. The night he was killed, police say he left work at a Wendy's in North Peoria at 8:30 p.m. He went to a home in Surprise, where one of his coworkers lives, with her spouse and a roommate. That coworker was at a different Wendy's in Surprise, so Siefert drove there. Court records say at some point the coworker called Siefert's boss and accused him of harassing her.
Grant was a very, very trusting person. He would have given you the shirt off your back. He would have done anything for you.
In May, a tip led to a break in the case. Detectives were told 33-year-old Maricela Bahschnitt and 35-year-old Jonathan Vazquez admitted to family and friends they were involved in the murder. Bahschnitt is the manager of the Wendy's in Surprise, and Vazquez is her boyfriend. The couple is close friends with the people Siefert visited in Surprise, and Bahschnitt's DNA was found under Siefert's fingernails. After her arrest this week, Bahschnitt admitted she drove to her friend's house that night, planning to do something to the victim. Bahschnitt told police Siefert got into a fight at the Surprise home. That's when she says Siefert was forced into her car at taser point. They drove around, and Bahschnitt says she was punching Siefert, and Vazquez was stabbing and choking him with a rope in the back seat. Eventually, they dumped the victim in the park. Bahschnitt says he was still alive when they left him, but she punched him 5 to 6 more times before driving away.
It just changes your whole perspective on the world when, I didn't realize the world was so full of evil people that this could even happen.
Traffic cameras, cell phone data, and license plate readers played a key role in piecing together who was involved. Glendale police say it's possible others could be arrested. Right now, the 2 suspects in custody are facing kidnapping and first-degree murder charges. Live in the newsroom, Michaela Marshall for Arizona's Family.